note that this content is for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another live stream with me, Grizzly. This is Grizzly True Crime. If you are new here, you are so welcome. Hope you'll consider subscribing and joining this community. Welcome to all my moderators. Thank you so much for everything you do. And to keep the chat grizzly, as we say, which is kind and respectful, particularly to victims and their families and friends. So thank you so much. Welcome to all my patrons. Hope you enjoyed my little mini podcast episode today. And also welcome to all my members. Remember that if you are a subscriber, it's 100% free and you are a grizzly. If you're watching my videos, you're a grizzly. If you've been here for a long time, I usually call you original grizzlies, OGs. I started my channel at the end of June, was it end of June or July? I can't remember now, of 2021. Yes, and so some of you in chat have been here since then. So thank you so much for still being here. The Butterfly Den says, yay, I made it to a live. And thank you, the Butterfly Den, for being a member for 9 months. So just to remind you guys also, what is a lurker? It means someone who's watching, maybe is a subscriber, hope you will subscribe, and they're just not chatty, you know? But you're very much a grizzly too. Okay. Katie said, I'm saying to you, welcome to Grizzly Supporter. Thank you so much for joining membership. If you are joining membership today, I hope you'll check out yesterday's members only live stream. It's on the playlist and on the community tab. Now today we've got some updates and it's very sad updates in Mariame Sylla's case. This was a case that we looked at the same time as looking at Rachel Morin's case, because once Rachel Morin's case hit the news, then suddenly there was this other missing persons case. We were like, wait, what? Where there was a teacher that went missing actually a week before Rachel Morin went missing. And that story sounded very strange, and it's had a terrible turnout. So we're going to look at the press conference. We're going to look at updates today. And I'm also going to show you some updates from the Harford County Sheriff's Department, where they did an interview on Law and Crime Sidebar, and there's just little bits in there that the sheriff said that I find quite interesting. So there are some updates as well in Rachel Morin's case. Now remember, that suspect is still at large. Okay, they're still looking for the suspect in Rachel Morin's case. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, please check out the playlist that's linked in the description box for you, and you can catch up there because we've done a whole deep dive on both cases. PT Noderman says, treats for Dieter, miss him. Thank you. I was just thinking, Dieter needs to make another appearance. Let him know in the comments on my second channel. Thank you so much, PT. Dieter will be back. If you guys don't know who Dieter is, you got to check out my second channel. Rowena, thank you so much. Really appreciate your sticker. I'm going to move myself here while I get the updates ready for you. April B12 says, lurkers, unite. Yes, everybody's welcome, and if you're a subscriber, you're a grizzly. I just want to make that clear because people are very confused lately of thinking you have to be a member to be a grizzly. That's not how we roll over here. Everybody's welcome. You don't have to be a member. I really appreciate all my members and patrons, but you're a grizzly. Okay, Crystal Ann, thank you for being a member for 4 months. All right, so let me show you this quickly here. The Prince George's County Police Department will also do some map time so I could show you, because I was like, wait, where, what, how? Okay, so the Prince George's County Police Department said, following an extensive investigation, the Prince George's County Police Department's homicide unit has identified and charged a suspect with the murder of 59-year-old Mariame Sylla of Greenbelt. Ms. Sylla was reported missing in the city of Greenbelt in late July. The suspect is 33-year-old Harold Francis Landon III of University Park. At this time, there's no indication the suspect and the victim were known to each other. That is freaking scary. This is within an hour's drive of where Rachel Morin went missing. So to think that there were two maniacs out attacking women who were just out for a random walk. Just an evening stroll. Two women within an hour of each other murdered. It's very, very scary to think of. Karen, thanks for being a supporter for 4 months. And Terry Smith says, good morning, shout out from Baker City, Oregon. So here they say on August 1st of 2023 at approximately 6:20 p.m. August 1st, PGPD patrol officers responded to the 7300 block of Old Alexander Ferry Road in Clinton after human remains were located outside. The PGPD's homicide unit also responded to the scene and opened a death investigation. See, we didn't know all of this. They really kept this close to the vest, you guys. That's another lesson. That's what they do. They be police officers, law enforcement, investigators. They keep things close to the vest for the sake of the investigation. And here we could see. Damn, because I mean, here we are on September 2nd, you know what I mean? Carol Rogers, welcome. So, they say on August 1st at 6:20, right? And I'll show you that address as well. So you can see in relation to where Mariame was last seen. The PGPD's homicide units also responded to the scene and opened a death investigation. DNA testing recently confirmed those remains are Ms. Sylla. An autopsy is being conducted to determine her cause of death. Investigators are also working to determine where and when she was murdered. So she was dismembered, you guys. This guy, I'll show you the picture. Okay, let me show you. This is the guy that was arrested. So this guy is the suspect charged with her murder, who's been arrested, and they say that it doesn't appear that he knew her at all, and that she was dismembered? That is very scary. Oh my goodness. Apparently he's also got domestic violence charges in his background. We'll check it out. They say through various investigative techniques, Landon was identified as the suspect. He has been in the custody of the Department of Corrections since August 1st of 2023 on an unrelated assault charge. PGPD Homicide Unit detectives filed first-degree murder charges against him today for the murder of Ms. Sylla. The motive for the murder remains under investigation. Ms. Sylla was a beloved teacher and member of the Greenbelt community. Her murder is tragic. We hope the arrest of Landon provides some comfort to her family and all who knew and loved her. I thank the women and men of our homicide unit, the Greenbelt Police Department, and all of our partner agencies for their relentless effort to find Ms. Sylla's murderer and hold him accountable, said Chief Malik Aziz. The Prince George's County Police Department has worked in partnership with the Greenbelt Police Department, the Greenbelt Police Chief Bowers, on this ongoing investigation. The PGPD also appreciates the assistance of the FBI, Baltimore Field Office, so the FBI was also involved. See, we don't know any of this, okay? And the Anne Arundel County Police Department, the Charles County Sheriff's Office, the Calvert County Sheriff's Office, the Maryland Coordination and Analysis Center, the Maryland National Capital Park Police, Chesapeake Search and Rescue, the Calvert Canine Search Team, and the Prince George's County State's Attorney's Office on this case. If anyone they still want information relevant to this investigation, they are asked to please call detectives at 301-516-2512. Anyone with information who wants to contact Crime Solvers, and there's the number, I'll put it in the description box for you. Okay? You can call those or go to pgcrimesolvers.com or use the P3 Tips mobile app. Wow. Okay, you can remain anonymous. So this is the dude we're looking at, 33-year-old. Let's get his name again there. Wait. Landon, what the third? This guy, I just can't believe the level of violence here. So, homicide unit, a suspect, okay, in the murder of 59-year-old Mariame Sylla on August the 1st. I'm just trying to find his name again. Landon, there we go. I've just read through everything. You guys saw it. Sure. I'm just so shocked. Look at this. What? A stranger, just randomly? And we don't know how long he held her. That is so hectic. Janet says, I'm getting addicted to listen to Gahler. Oh, thank you so much. Let's quickly do some map time. Then we'll watch the press conference, okay? we are back. So I've got it zoomed in here for you still. So if we look here, I'm sure if you follow the Rachel Morin case, you know about, we looked at the Mon Trail, this man house, Planet Fitness and all of that, right? And then if you travel about 59 miles or so southwest past Baltimore, the whole thing now says 97 miles because it's all the way down to where she was found. But here at the 6500 Lake Park Drive area, Mariame went for a walk at this Shrom Hills Recreation Center. Okay? She literally left her home and went for a walk. And was never seen again. What? And then, they say, I think that was on July 29th. We'll check the date now. And then, now they're telling us her body was found. And she was dismembered. That is so hectic. I think this guy, can you imagine his criminal records or behavior? It looks like they've only got DV charges on his record from what I can gather. But that is very... So, when we look at the suspect in Rachel Morin's case, and it's like, wow, he went from a home invasion and he murdered... They suspect he murdered Rachel Morin. What is this guy suspected of? What else has he done? Because this is very hectic. So her body was found here at the 7300 block of Old Alexandria Road in Clinton. So really, law enforcement did an excellent job to find her. If I'm going to take this off here quickly so you can see the distance between the two. 38 miles south of where Mariame was last seen. From here, is it even 30? Why is it going like that? Just do it between each other. There we go. Not even. 18.4 miles. Oh my word. It was doing a loop up there. So that is where she was last seen, and this is where her remains were found. Isn't that so scary? So if we just look at, let's look at an article quickly here, which I'm going to resize for you, and we are still going to watch the press conference, so make sure you stay here for that. You don't want to miss that. We want to get all the updates possible to understand what the hell happened here. Shame, look at her beautiful pictures. Her family must be in absolute shock. I was in shock when I saw this news. Thank you so much to MB Inc. He's a YouTuber. His channel is called MB Inc., like Incorporated, right? And he alerted me to this and uploaded the press conference on his channel already this morning. So he's on the ball. And he was like, have you seen this? Like, wait, what? I could not believe it. Oh, my word. So let's go through this quickly here. I'll make it bigger for you. Just hold on one second. Like that. They say Greenbelt, okay. A 33-year-old University Park, Maryland man has been charged in connection to the death and disappearance of a Greenbelt, I assume that's Maryland, right, teacher who was reported missing in late July. Prince George's County Police said in a news conference Friday. Officials confirmed the death of Mariame Toure Sylla, 59, who taught at the Dora Kennedy French Immersion School in Greenbelt. Sylla's remains were found on the 7300 block of Old Alexandria Ferry Road in Clinton on August 1st after a concerned citizen contacted police about possible human remains, officers said. A dismembered body was found. It took weeks to identify. That's what took so long, you guys. Because her body was dismembered and they were trying to identify, like, who is this? Police told 7 News Maryland Bureau Chief Brad Bell. During the investigation, police said investigators examined security video from the scene that showed a pickup truck going to and from the area where her body was found. This led them to identify Harold Landon III, that's the full name, Harold Landon III, as a suspect and make an arrest. That is so scary. It almost reminds me of Troy Driver in Naomi Irion's case. Wow. So... no wonder that this case, we were like wondering, like, why is there not more press conferences or news? Or we saw the family talk a lot. They did multiple interviews and things, but no wonder law enforcement had already found human remains and were working hard to identify those and eventually did identify them as Mariame Sylla's. So they were working so hard behind the scenes. Here we go. Here's MB Inc. Thank you so much, MB Inc., for being here. You said it would be so interesting to know how Harold Francis Landon III came on law enforcement's radar, right? So at least they say here from a pickup truck, which must be like another dumb criminal that just doesn't realize there's surveillance cameras everywhere. They probably saw his registration number or the type of truck or followed the truck or whatever it is, right? And maybe there was even some DNA there to confirm that. But very interesting. You guys could check out MB Inc. He's on the ball, and he already uploaded this press conference today. This morning. So I was like, whoa, okay. So they say officials added that Landon and Sylla were strangers, though they lived near each other. I just think we have a person who decided to go out and commit a horrific crime, said Prince George's County Police Chief Malik Aziz during a press conference Friday. The most horrific crime you can do is murder, and do that for some unknown and unjustifiable reason. The elementary school teacher went missing on July 29th. So think about how quickly July 29th, she went missing, and by August 1st, they found human remains, but it took some time to identify those. Welcome, Margie. That is so scary. Lisa Marie said, new sub, thank you for covering this. I live by Ma and Pa. Thank you for being here, Lisa. And I hope you're all okay out there. It must be quite scary, right? So, man, okay. So they said the most horrific crime you can do is murder, and do that for some unknown and unjustifiable reason. The elementary school teacher went missing July 29th after she was last seen in the 6500 block of Lake Park Drive. Police, her family, and community members spent weeks looking for her. Sylla was last believed to be walking home from a neighborhood park, according to her son, Muhammad. So I'm assuming they found her son, because remember, her son for a time was missing, like as in, didn't they say they wanted to talk to the son and they were looking for him? We were like, where's the son? That sounds so strange. Anyway, but they say, according to her son, Muhammad, so of course law enforcement then has spoken to him. In mid-August, the Greenbelt Police Department said they'd found no clues on her whereabouts, despite the extensive search. During the investigation, officers later discovered that Landon was in the park at the same time as Sylla, which means he must have abducted her and murdered her and dismembered her, and that is a very, very scary thought. Oh man, I feel so bad for her family. If you watched all the interviews and things, they were really, of course, all of us were hoping she'd be found safe and alive. This is a shock. So they said during the investigation, officers later discovered, yes, that Landon was in the park at the same time as Sylla. A co-worker told 7 News that Sylla was a burst of sunshine and added that she would be missed. That quote came just over a week after she was reported missing. During the Friday press conference, Chief Aziz said the motive in this case has not been determined. Motives in these cases, even if it exists, in no way would it bring any resolve to a family, said Chief Aziz. For whatever reason, it's senseless. The type of violence is depraved. It's disturbing. The principal of the Dora Kennedy French Immersion School, where Sylla worked, was in attendance at the press conference Friday, as well as the president of the Prince George's County Teachers Association. On August 16th, her son, Muhammad, I remember that, was booked in jail over previous traffic charges. That's what we looked at. Now I'm remembering, unrelated to the disappearance. And we were all like, held on no bond for traffic charges. That was interesting. Police said he was not a suspect in the death and cooperated with police during the search. So we got that. Leslie Ann Martin said, hi from Cape Town, South Africa, best crime channel on YouTube. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, Leslie. You know I'm proudly South African, right? I actually lived in Cape Town for a little bit there. Bloberg, yes, indeed. MBing says, Grizzly covers the hard yards and digs deep into these horrific cases. And MB Inc. and I make a good team because we're both researching very similar things at the same time. And man, he always finds the best press conference links for me. I'm always like, wait, what, where, how? You know, it's always a hunt for press conference links. So if you also want to see the raw footage, you can go to MB Inc. over here. And you can see there's a lot of videos here. Let's see this one I was watching this morning. Corey Richards' latest court appearance. There's a whole bunch over here. So if you Grizzlies want to show some love over there, I would support that. Okay, so this is just another article. What we're going to do now is look at the press conference that I prepared for you. Vic Evans says, been here from day one. You're my favorite. Oh, thank you so much, Vic Evans. Really appreciate that. Karen Livia, welcome to Grizzly Supporter. Liz says, South Africa's so pretty. Okay, wow. So, deep breaths, everyone. Sure, that was hectic. Now we're going to watch the press conference. Okay, so let me get those clips for you, which would be here. Okay. Let me make it bigger. I've boosted it for you as well, so I hope you can hear nicely. Mariame Sylla case press conference. This was on September 1st of 2023. So it's a brand new press conference. Don't know if you've seen it yet. If not, pay attention though. If you have or haven't, let's watch it together. I might pause here and there, we shall see. Stefan says, great job. Thank you, MB Inc. Yes. I wouldn't have known. It's gone so under the radar in a way. I mean, I was so shocked. I was like, wait, there's a press conference? And they found her body? And she was dismembered. Okay, wait, whoa. And then I'm like, okay, wait. Do they have a suspect? Yes, they do. And it's some other random dude. And they say he's a stranger too. So remember, they're saying with Rachel Morin's case, they think they're leaning more towards it being a stranger as well. Two strangers attacking women like that in a park, it's absolutely horrendous. Oh my word, so scary. Everybody stay safe. Okay, worldwide. So let's watch these clips together.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Brian Fisher, the manager of the Prince George's County Media Relations Division for the police department. And I'd like to welcome you all here today. We have the leaders of Prince George's County here today to provide a significant update on the homicide investigation that you all have been covering for the past couple months. First, I'd like to introduce our Chief Aziz, and I'd like to bring up the leaders of Prince George's County.
Good afternoon. I am Malik Aziz, Chief of Police, Prince George's County. Today, I would like to announce the arrest of 33-year-old Harold Landon III of University Park, Maryland, for the murder of 59-year-old Mariame Sylla of Greenbelt, Maryland. The Prince George's County Police Department has worked in partnership with Chief Bowers and the Greenbelt Police Department, the FBI Baltimore Field Office, Anne Arundel County Police Department, Charles County Sheriff's Office, the Calvert County Sheriff's Office, Maryland Coordination and Analysis Center, and the Maryland National Capital Park Police, Chesapeake Search and Rescue, Calvert County K-9 Search and Rescue Team, and the Prince George's County State's Attorney, Aisha Braveboy, and her team to bring this case to justice and give the family a degree of comfort. I extend my condolences to Dr. Fatima Toure, who is over to my right, and that we bring a degree of justice to her and her family upon the senseless murder of her sister, and we have full intentions to bring that forth in the coming days, weeks, and months ahead. On July 29th, 2023, Miss Mariame Sylla went for an evening walk in the 6900 block of Hanover Parkway and did not return. A friend of the family contacted the Greenbelt City Police Department to report her missing. On August 1st, at approximately 4:30 p.m., a concerned citizen contacted PGPD police concerning what appeared to be human remains in the 7300 block of Old Alexander Ferry Road in Clinton, where a dismembered body was discovered. Through various investigative techniques and tireless work of detectives, they were able to develop Harold Landon III as a suspect in this murder. Detectives discovered that he was in the park at the same time of the abduction and later identified through his vehicle. Through DNA evidence, the remains were identified as those of missing teacher Miss Sylla. Miss Sylla was a much beloved teacher and a member of our community, a valued member of our community. But I want to thank the men and women of our Prince George's County Police Department's Major Crimes Division Homicide Unit, and that includes the Greenbelt Police Department for their unyielding efforts in their efforts to bring to justice Harold Landon for the murder of Mrs. Sylla. Lead Detective John Wood, Lieutenant King, Sergeant Russell, Detective Visball, Detective Paz, Detective Lynn, Detective Munawa, They have worked countless and tireless hours in what I believe is the finest homicide unit in the nation to bring Harold Landon to justice. And so I want to personally thank them for their diligent efforts and the coordination with our other counterparts, and especially our relationship with the municipality with Chief Bowers and his team at Greenbelt. Thank you so much. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to our leader, our county executive, Ms. Angela Also Brooks.
Okay, so I'm just taking a little break here. Sure, this press conference, it's very sad, right? And to see her family there, oh man, I'll show you some clips from 3 weeks ago when her family was talking to the media and just begging for help to share her flyer to find her. This must be absolutely devastating.
Good afternoon. I'd just like to first express all of our very, very sincere sorrow and grief upon the loss of one of our beloved teachers, Miss Mariame Sylla. She is today acknowledged. The principal of her school is here from Dora Kennedy French Immersion School. I want to thank him for his presence, as well as the president of our Prince George's County Teachers Association. I want to thank her for being present as well, and to say to all of the young people who love Miss Sylla, who we've heard from over the last few weeks, the second grade students that she taught, to tell all of those students as well that we express our condolences and grief to them as well. I want to just, as well as Miss Sylla's family, her sister is here today, Dr. Toure, wanted to also express our condolences to her. And to the men and women of the Prince George's County Police Department, the chief wasn't exaggerating when he said these are some of the finest detectives in the country, and certainly want to thank them for their work. They worked day in, literally, and day out, along with our state's attorney and her team who are here today to bring a conclusion to this case, as well as Chief Bowers from Greenbelt City. Wanted to thank him for his leadership and hard work as well. These cases are cases that really do strike at the heart of all of us. To have a beloved member of our community taken away from us in this way is just so devastating. We have so much work to do. We are really, our resolve is strengthened, that we will continue to work hard to make sure that every member of our community is safe. And I'd like to also say that we are in a time, especially as we approach this holiday weekend, where we want everyone. This case is still under investigation, and so we will know at the appropriate time how this case came to be. But I know there are so many, especially domestic violence victims, who are suffering at this moment, and want to remind them of the resources that we have available to them at the Family Crisis Center, for example. We'll make that information available, and to say to anyone who is aware of circumstances like this to please make sure they reach out to us and make sure that we can get the help that is needed. So again,
I'm just going to pause it there. I don't have this lady's name on the screen because I wasn't 100% sure how to spell it, and I don't want to botch it. So sorry about that. MB Inc. said the impact on all Mariame students and family. I mean, this is such a senseless and horrific murder. Can you imagine? I mean, it's so shocking to me. You can't make sense of it. So imagine her students. She was a beloved teacher. Oh man, this is very sad.
Thank you to Chief Aziz for his leadership, Mr. Stanton, who is here as well. Want to thank our Public Safety Director and others for their hard work in bringing this arrest forward. And I will hand over now to our State's Attorney, Aisha Braveboy, for her comments as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam County Executive, and thank you.
Don't worry, the view of this camera gets sorted out, okay? They do lift it eventually. And also, if you want to see a different angle of this very same press conference, it's actually, they have it now on their Facebook page, but on MB Inc.'s page, the YouTube channel I just mentioned, he's got a different angle of the camera that he's uploaded there. So if you do want to see that. But don't worry, they're going to sort it out now. Joby says, link between Landon and Mariame, any link? Not any link. They say it seems like stranger danger, which is actually, that is so terrifying, oh my word. And also I'm sharing the DV ribbon, DV awareness ribbon there. Remember the distress signal. I am also wearing, I know it looks bluish sometimes, but it's kind of purplish. So just remember the DV distress signal. And why are they talking about DV here? this is the distress signal. If you want to just loop that or screenshot it or whatever it is like this, share it yourself on social media. They did say that this guy has DV charges in his past. That's what I've seen reported on social media. I haven't got his actual criminal record past, so if you have that, please send it to me at grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. If you do background checks or things like that in the States, I always appreciate those. But they are just sharing that at the same time, which I think is great to raise that awareness too. Thank you for sharing the Purple Hearts too. Okay, continuing on.
So much for our partnership and your leadership of this great county. And I also want to thank my partner, Chief Aziz, for your work on this case, as well as my partner, Chief Bowers, who from the very beginning, when Ms. Sylla was determined that she was missing, worked tirelessly to track every lead down to find her. I want to thank my principal deputy, Jason Abbott, who worked with Chief Bowers, as well as ASA Jonathan Church, who will be handling this case along with myself. So this is a very sad day, very sad outcome. I know that many individuals in our community prayed for Ms. Sylla. I know that our teachers union organized vigils. I know that her school was constantly in prayer, and so I want to thank her principal for being here as well. At this stage of the case, the individual who has been identified as a suspect is being charged. He will be presented to the commissioner for an initial appearance at some point over the next several hours. And we expect him to have a bond review on Tuesday. And so essentially we'll know probably early Tuesday morning that he is on the bond list, but it's very likely that he'll be on the bond list for 1:15 on Tuesday. So we look forward to continuing to update you as we move forward with this case. And to Ms. Toure, we are just, our heart goes out to you. There are no words to express how we feel. I have a sister myself, and I can't imagine losing my sister in this way. And I know that Ms. Elsa Brooks also has a sister. And so that bond that we have is special. And to lose a sibling in this horrific way, it's unimaginable. So we will do everything in our power to get justice for you, for your sister, for your entire family, for our teachers, for our schools, and our entire community. Thank you.
Okay, so this press conference is almost finished now. We're going to continue to watch it. Then I'm going to show you a clip just of Mariame's family speaking when she was still missing, just so you can see them speaking as well. So please send them lots of love. And then we're going to be looking at some updates in Rachel Morin's case from the sheriff from Harford County. Just some little bits that he shared in a recent interview from a day ago with Law and Crime Network's Anjanette Levy from the Sidebar Show. So that was an excellent interview, and I've just got some little clips for you of some interesting things that he said, just to keep in mind of where they're searching now and all that. Okay, so that's what we're doing. If you're only joining now, I hope that you'll watch from the beginning again. We're looking at a press conference in the update in Mariame Sylla's case, a teacher from Greenbelt, Maryland, who went missing on July 29th. What we didn't know, because at the time when I was covering Rachel Morin's case, we didn't know that the police had actually found human remains. They were dismembered remains, and they were testing that and, trying to identify them. But that was actually Mariame Sylla's remains. So I've been sharing Mariame's case as well as talking about Rachel Morin's case. Someone was asking, did this hit mainstream media? It actually did. They have got interviews on NBC, on NewsNation, a few others where family members were interviewed as well. So, but the police kept it quite on the down low, because I guess they were really working very hard on that investigation and keeping a lot close to the vest. Welcome, Terry. So that's what we're looking at. And how did they find this guy that you can see pictured there on the TV behind them? They said that they saw where the human remains were found. They saw surveillance footage of a pickup truck, and they didn't tell us the rest there, but we can just imagine then they found, who owns the pickup truck and track the guy, and maybe there was DNA evidence and all of that, right? Okay, so let's continue to, let's wrap up this press conference, look at a clip, recap the story maybe quickly, and then we'll look at the updates in Rachel Morin's case as well.
Thing about what this was about. I see that this man has been locked up since early August on a domestic violence charge. Is that in any way related to this? What was the motive here?
Well, the domestic violence charge is not related to this. We don't believe that to be related. If you want information on the domestic violence per se, we have the chief over here. He can answer any questions on that.
So they're talking about the suspect's domestic violence charges that he has in his background. That's what they're alluding to here. Yes. So, and also to think that he was actually arrested on August 1st. How scary is it to think that Rachel Morin, that must have been so scary for investigators in Maryland, right? The two different counties, but in Maryland to be like, whoa, so now another lady in a park was murdered. That's how we looked at it, because we were like, oh my word, within an hour of each other, two women went missing from a park, and then Rachel Morin's body was found on August 6th. Wow, that was scary. So we were looking at it and speculating, well, could it be connected at all? Because it's quite similar. But to think that this suspect was already arrested on August 1st, the other suspect's still at large. That is so scary. Oh my word. And that surveillance footage we're going to look at a little bit as well. I've overlaid it on top of what the sheriff is saying. Please do share that as well. Continue to share it.
You would like. Oh. Well, we don't know at this particular time. We don't have any motive. Our detectives, you heard me mention earlier about the hard work that our detectives do. They're putting the pieces together. It is, you hear this term, it's a fluid investigation, it's an active investigation. Those are meaningful words. They are putting together the pieces of a puzzle to try to find out. I will say this, though. Motives in these cases, even if it exists, there in no way would it bring any resolve to a family for this whatever reason. It's senseless. It doesn't make any. It's the type of violence is depraved, and it wouldn't make any difference to me. It's just it's disturbing. Any other question? Go ahead.
I mean, the chief says it so well, right, Chief Aziz? It's disturbing. It's senseless. It's so violent, and they still don't know exactly what he did because they found dismembered remains. That is so scary to think what his motive was and what he did. And oh man, Hope and Fear says to law enforcement, applauding them for doing a good job in getting justice for Mariame Sylla. Jill, thank you for being a member for 22 months. Oh my word. And Di for 20 months as well. You guys, you are OGs, original Grizzlies. You've been here for a long time. Thank you so much.
I am gathering from Brad's question that you do not believe that the suspect and Mariame Sylla had any prior contact to their death?
The question is, did Mariame Sylla and this suspect have any prior contact before she went missing? And now they're going to answer that.
At this particular time, this appears to be stranger to stranger. At this particular time, when we're investigating these type of things, we always leave door open for something that could have been missed. But our detectives have been working really hard to make those connections, and we haven't found any connection that these two people knew each other. And I don't believe they knew each other. I just think we have a person who decided to go out and commit a horrific crime. The most horrific crime you can do is murder, and do that for some unknown, unjustifiable reason. From my notes, from what I said earlier, when the concerned citizen, that was 7300 block of Old Alexander Ferry Road in Clinton, 7300 block. She went walking in the 6900 block. They found her body in the 7300.
Okay. Beautiful Chaos says, do they think it's the same guy? Not at all. This guy is a 33-year-old suspect. Doesn't look Hispanic to me. And he was arrested on August 1st. Rachel Morin was attacked and murdered on August 5th. So it's impossible for this to be the same guy. So that is what's so scary. Sometimes our brains might want it to be the same guy. Like, it must be the same guy, right? Like, within an hour, two women murdered in a park because it's actually so scary to process. No, it's two completely separate incidents within a few days of each other, within a week or so, July 29th, August 5th. Both mothers going on a walk at a very normal time, like dusk. Yes, around that time. Whoa. For this to happen, one is murdered and dismembered, the other one bludgeoned, murdered, and then apparently all her clothes removed, and that suspect's just running around all over who knows where. They're looking in Chicago. We're going to look at that update as well. That is scary to think about. And this guy being 33, this level of violence and the dismemberment, I wonder what else he's done. He's got DV charges, but what else has he done? That is a scary thought.
Any other questions that we would have for myself or any other? Okay. All right. Thank you Brian.
Thank you very much for coming.
Okay, so we're going to look at this next. Okay, so just hold on 1 second. I just want to bring this video up here for you quickly. I just want to show you the family talking here. Just hold on. Sizing it for you. Shame, man. Poor Mariame. How absolutely horrendous. Also, someone in chat there said, sorry, I missed it, it just flew by, but you said dismemberment seems like a strange thing for a stranger. Well, hello, remember Jeffrey Dahmer? Oh yeah, he picked up complete strangers, offered them $50, like, I want to take a photograph of you and dismember them. Oh, he did all kinds of things, but I don't think it's... If it's a serial killer, it's definitely not uncommon. But that's what I mean, like, how much experience does he have to do that? Whoa. And he's got a pickup truck. I mean, what else has he done? Mimi Muti, thank you so much, from Switzerland. Oh, thank you so much. Mr. Grizzly, Raphael, he's from Switzerland. He's Swiss. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Okay, so I just want to show you these clips here quickly of her family talking. This one from 3 weeks ago.
We are all concerned.
Within minutes of her arrival in the U.S. from her home in Ivory Coast, Fati Toure was holding back tears as she pleaded for help in finding her sister.
I would like my Mariame come back. We love her. We need her. Please, Mariame, come back.
Mariame Toure Sylla, 60, is a teacher at the Dora Kennedy French Immersion School in Prince George's County. Students and teachers call her Mariame Sylla. She was last reported seen July 29th, heading out for an evening walk in Greenbelt's Shram Hills Park across the street from her home. Ivory Coast
Literally went for a walk. Quick little evening stroll across the street from her home. Angel said could be a copycat using the first one to cover his tracks. Didn't think the original guy would be picked up so quickly. But the thing is, at the time, no one really knew. I mean, you'd have to be really local to know. We only really learned about it, and I'm always looking at true crime news, this whole community. We only sort of from like August 6th started learning about it. Like, wait, what? There's another case? Another lady's gone missing? Where? How? Who? So I don't know if... I just think it's just... The reality is... If you strip all denial, it's really just scary that there's two absolutely horrendous, violent predator killers that were out and about preying on women within a week of each other, within an hour of each other. That is so scary. Oh my goodness. Okay, so continuing on here. So they are from Ivory Coast. So I would assume that Mariame was originally from Ivory Coast. Beautiful country.
Ambassador to the U.S., no relation to the missing teacher, personally requested the community's help.
An appeal to the Ivorian community and also to the African community and all those who knew Mariame, her friends, her neighbors, every single person who may have some relevant information.
Mariame Toure Sylla is described as a devout Muslim who never misses prayers. The park she was headed to has been searched by state and local law enforcement. Her teaching colleagues and students have handed out hundreds of flyers with her picture on them in the community.
I believe that somewhere out there is somebody who has seen her, knows where she is, and can provide important information as to her whereabouts.
Police say they have searched her bank account, phone records, and social media, but found no indication of where she might be.
Shame. Okay, so now, sorry to pause it here. Now we're going to be looking at updates in Rachel Morin's case. Sure. I mean, I'm still so shocked by Mariame Sylla's case. Please share this episode. Please like and share. Hashtag justice for, there we go, hope and fear. You're reading my mind over there. You already know. Justice for Mariame Sylla. That's how you spell it. You can do that hashtag as well. Sometimes here on the chat or in the comments, YouTube blocks links or hashtags. In case you wonder, some people get so angry, like, why is my comment disappearing? It depends what you're sharing. There might be a blocked word that, YouTube would normally trigger as something. They've got their little increased strictness now. There's blocked words, there's links, there's hashtags. You can't do that. But if you do share this on social media, hashtag justice for Mariame Sylla. And you can also at the same time hashtag DV awareness, because the suspect that was arrested, has DV charges. So I can't imagine whoever was the victim of his domestic violence, how they must feel now. Do you know how scary that is? So if people want to victim blame them and say, why didn't you just leave? The usual uneducated response. Why didn't you just leave? Oh, whoa, look how scary this guy is. Look what he's accused of. Murdering and dismembering. Damn, oh my goodness. Mariame was absolutely beautiful. So here, this is now, sorry, I'm so sorry to the sheriff. I'm going to just move it forward a little bit. Oh man, I'm so sorry about that. Let me do this. We had 12 minutes. Okay. What we're going to do now is look at some clips from an interview that was done on Law and Crime Network with Anjanette Levy, sidebar, right, with the sheriff from Hartford County, talking about Rachel Morin's case. And there's just a few little interesting bits that I wanted to bring to you in case you haven't seen it yet. Okay, so that was around.
Censor myself.
You heard me. What violence is?
Sorry.
I under body. Okay.
We had
There we go. Okay. So, Honey Rebellion says, one gross dude, this predator. Oh no, right? Okay. I just want to, sorry about the little delay. I'll make sure that when I play this, for the replay, I'll cut this little break out here. I just want to see this one. Because my clip was there we go. Are we ready? Here we go. Rachel Morin's case.
Since we released on August 17th, we released the video footage and stills from that video footage. We've had hundreds of tips come in. I think we're somewhere 500 to 600 tips since the investigation began. So we've had tips come in. Investigators continue to follow up on them. We had investigators in Los Angeles last week working with the detectives there, the FBI, and we had detectives in Chicago today. We have them in Chicago today. I'm not free.
You hear it? So they've had the FBI and detectives looking in Los Angeles, which is where the home invasion occurred. And then they also have detectives in Chicago. That's interesting. We haven't heard of Chicago before. So they're looking at Los Angeles and Chicago, okay? At the moment. They're looking everywhere, but at the moment based on tips.
To say what that was about, but we continue to follow leads wherever we need to go. Our investigators are committed. I'm committed. We'll look under any rock until we find this guy and put him behind bars. So our investigators continue to work all the leads to come in, but we're still asking for the public support to share that video, to check out the picture. Somebody out there will recognize him and knows who he is. And I regret to say, we have no idea where he is. I mean, he could be here in our community. He could have gone back to Los Angeles, or he could be at any other city or community in our country or in the world. I'm appreciative of the coverage that we're receiving because...
Okay, just to pause it there. So he did say investigators and the FBI are looking in Los Angeles, and they're also now looking based on a tip in Chicago. So that sounds at least a little bit promising, but they do say that this guy could be anywhere in the world, right? I got to keep eyes open too here in the Netherlands, right? Oh, man. So Amy Lee said, absolutely love your content, so thorough and respectful. I always wondered how you met Mr. G. Makes sense now. Thank you, Aaron the Mods. Did they answer the question for you? Oh, thank you, Amy Lee. Yes, we both met in South African Airways when I was a pilot and he was a cabin crew. That's how we met. Okay, so this footage, I do have a separate video where the footage is looped. It's timestamped and looped for you. It's also on the Hartford County Sheriff's Facebook page. Please continue to share it. Please share it on social media. Thank you so much to everyone who's sharing it on Twitter, which is now called X, but it's still twitter.com. thank you so much for sharing it there and on Facebook and everywhere, because we need to keep on sharing it, not so that we can all brainstorm if we think he's a surfer, a swimmer, a golfer, a runner. We don't know. It's all good and well to talk, but we want the main goal is to keep sharing it until someone who knows this guy is like, oh my word, it needs to be in their face, in everybody's face, and they're like, whoa, I know this guy. Yes, and I call the police. That's the goal. That's the goal. Okay, so let's continue.
It's getting seen by so many more people, and we just needed to get in front of the right person who says, I know who that is, and then call us and tell us.
So
We assume he does not know. We don't know for sure that they haven't crossed paths somewhere, that this was not targeted. It could have been targeted. It could be completely random. From everyone we've interviewed around Rachel, no one reports as knowing him as an acquaintance or anything. So that certainly leads us more in the direction that it was just a crime of opportunity, that it was random. And yeah, my concern is that, and I've said the same thing, he seems to have escalated. He's gone from a home invasion and assault against a juvenile female to a homicide here in our county. And there's nothing right now to stop him from doing it again. I believe, our investigators believe, he will do it again. And I've said I wake up in the morning concerned that somewhere between Los Angeles and Maryland, there may be another homicide out there that just hasn't had the DNA hit yet that will eventually tie back to him. So until we get him into custody, there is no community that is safe that he could find himself waking up in and deciding to do something horrific like he did in this case. Absolutely. As long as he's a free man and not behind bars where he needs to be, there is nothing that prevents him today, tomorrow, from carrying out another attack. He could be out there planning it. I pray that's not the case, but we won't know that until we have him secured in a jail where he needs to be forever, in my opinion.
Yes, be forever, in the sheriff's opinion. Michelle said, didn't the victim in California give a description to a sketch artist? Not that we know of. And remember, it's a juvenile female. And if you missed the episode where John Kelly, criminal profiler John Kelly, was with me talking about Rachel Morin's case, I think you would find it very interesting. And there as well, he said, sometimes these perpetrators, oftentimes, they would say, especially to a juvenile victim, if you tell anyone, I know where you live, I've been in your house, okay? I will kill your whole family. I will kill you. Don't you tell anyone what I look like, who I am, or anything like that. I mean, that must be absolutely terrifying. So we don't know if a description has been given, okay? Mimi, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Hope and Fear says justice for Rachel Morin. Yes. Gail says the main goal is to see him behind bars immediately.
Opinion. Well, Maryland has a lot of restrictions and not the most.
So, as you can see, I've just cut out the highlights from this episode. It was a really great interview that Anjanette Levy conducted with the sheriff. And so I've just taken the highlights just to show you these clips. If you want to watch the full episode, I will link it in the description box for you right after the live stream when I do all the timestamps as always. Okay, so go check it out. Here, Anjanette was asking, what about genetic genealogy? What if you can upload this DNA, because they've got the DNA from both scenes, the one being a home invasion and assault, the other one being a murder scene. They've got this DNA that matches, they've got the surveillance footage, but they don't know who the guy is. So they were saying, what if you can upload that to like a genetic genealogy website? And so the sheriff's asking that question here now.
Public safety, police-oriented, it's more pro-criminal, the legislature here. That's a whole discussion for another day. But I will say, those avenues are available to us working with our partners, and we haven't released any of the investigative efforts that are moving forward other than to say we're following up. So I'm familiar with that, and every investigative effort that we possibly can do is being done.
Okay, sorry, and there we've seen that already. And then also, Dog the Bounty Hunter has joined. He has in fact joined the search for, he's bounty hunting, right, for the suspect. So I'll show you this, where they say here, Rachel Morin update, Dog the Bounty Hunter joins the search for the killer as murder investigation extends to Chicago. So I'll resize it for you, and then I can even show you a little clip. Okay. AC said, I used to be so against giving my DNA to one of these services, but if it could help bring justice, right? Oh yeah, mine is with Ancestry.com. I was very interested to see my own DNA breakdown, and it was more interesting than I thought it'll ever be. It's actually on one of the playlists and on Patreon as well, I think. Jane said, didn't John Kelly say he thought the suspect was in Chicago? Makes sense, it's not far from LA. I can't quite remember, but I do remember him and I discussing that he could be in New York. I remember I was saying maybe New York. I don't know if John Kelly said Chicago. Maybe we should go watch it again and we could see if he did say that. But I know behind the scenes, him and I were saying, well, where would he go now? You know, if you were in his shoes, the suspect, where would you go now? Big city probably, blend in somewhere, right? So, yes, okay, so here they say Dog the Bounty Hunter Dwayne Chapman has joined the search for Rachel Morin's killer in Maryland as detectives are tracking leads hundreds of miles away in Chicago. So we have that, and then Mr. Chapman appeared on NewsNation this week to offer his expertise on possible clues in the surveillance video footage previously released by the Harford County Sheriff's Office, showing the man they believe is responsible for the mother of five's killing in Bel Air last month. Donna Rabiri, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. MB Ing says, Dwayne Chapman would be a fantastic guest. I just will never forget when he's like, let me have you, Brian. Remember that? From the Gabby Petito case? Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. I have never reached out to him. But, dog, if you're watching, let us know. I just hope that I hope he focuses and catches this dude. That'll be amazing. Just... It's so scary to think that this suspect is just out there somewhere. And when the sheriff said maybe he's planning on attacking again, I mean, that tells me that they think he's pretty organized to be planning. Because oftentimes, if it's a impulsive type killer, they're not planning. It's an urge that builds up and off they go, right? They still have to plan to some degree. But like when he said maybe he's planning another attack, we just don't know. They do think he will attack again. Ooh, that is so scary. You know? And it could be anywhere, really. Okay. So here they say Mr. Chapman appeared on NewsNation to offer his expertise on possible clues in the surveillance video footage previously released by the Harford County Sheriff's Office, showing the man they believe is responsible for the mother of five's killing in Bel Air last month. The footage is from the scene of a home invasion and assault in Los Angeles, where DNA found matched DNA at the Morin crime scene. Harford County Sheriff Jeff Gahler has said the suspect might be a serial killer and confirmed to Law and Crime this week that detectives are now in Chicago tracking leads. Several weeks have now passed since Morin was found dead on the Monpard Trail in Bel Air in August. Listen here, we don't want to see this. Oh, thank you. You're distracting us with videos in the corner. Okay, so anyway, so they said several weeks have now passed since Morin was found dead on the Monpard Trail in Bel Air in early August. She had set off on a walk along the trail on August 5th when the alarm raised when she didn't return home. Melissa Romero, oh, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Okay. Let me just quickly show you this. Hold on one second. I'll just quickly look at this over here, and he is talking around here. Actually, this was a very hilarious moment on this. Hold on one second. I'll put the sound on for you now. Just quickly resizing as always for you. Sorry about that. Okay. So, let me put the sound on for you. Let's have a look at this.
Sorry about it. Dog, go ahead.
Thank you. So she is right on point. That's very good.
Wait, we've got to go a little back to see the funny moment.
Differently, where his phone is, how his pants are, that he doesn't have shoes on, and anything you can see about the feet in the profile. What do you see there that the rest of us don't see as relevant?
Well, I certainly see that. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hold on,
Dog,
Jennifer. Let me get Dog in.
Apologies.
Yeah, Jen, you know, you.
But just listen to what Chris Como says. Yeah, it's so funny. Oh my word. Sometimes we need a little bit of humor in the day, right? It was so funny. It was like Jennifer Coffinduffer spoke, and then Como spoke, and he's asking Dog the Bounty Hunter a question. He says, Dog, hop on it, tell us, and then this happens, right? Look here.
You and I, you know, when I call you my dog because we're so close, that's one thing. But we actually have Dog Chapman. So when I say dog, I'm referring to him. Sorry about it. Dog, go ahead.
Thank you. So she is right on point. That's very good. So what I see, again, was the way he left casually. Rapists usually don't completely get undressed. It looks like he did. I see a necklace on his neck, and it looks like a tight one that he could, probably leave on wherever he goes. I see there's 2 military bases.
Okay, so we're listening now. We're trying to be serious now. That was hilarious. That was just such a good moment. It's just like, okay, dog, tell me. And it's like, and it's like, oh, sorry. Normally I call you dog, but now I'm actually dog the bounty hunters here. So, okay. So he's saying there's 2 military bases close to what he's saying in Los Angeles and one in Maryland. So interesting. Let's go back a sentence here quickly. Wait, just a little bit more here.
I see there's 2 military bases at both of the scenes of crimes. I'm not sure if that's not a GI haircut or not. I also see, as he walks away, he's got something in his hand underneath his sweater. Now, is that a sweater? It's pretty hot everywhere. Why would he have a sweater? Is it from up there? I also see on the right side, it looks like a cell phone. Everybody carries their cell phone in a different way. Some wear it around their neck, but most guys that use a cell phone and put it in their pocket like that, it always comes out. So is that a cell phone? There's certain things that we look at. Of course, everybody, because he's Latino, wants to say he might be from Mexico. I'm not sure with that haircut. He might be military. I'm confused about, again, like the G lady said, that means government woman, that he might have entered a different area, but I'm not sure the sheriff said that's the best picture we've got. He did not run away. There could be something. The first victim might know who he is. When you get somebody like that, they don't want to stay because he'll tell them, I'll come back and kill you. They don't know that this guy's going away.
See? Either he's watched John Kelly's episode or they're saying the same thing, which is always good to hear as well. When there's a criminal profiler, Dog the Bounty Hunter, saying the same thing, it's interesting, right? So Kath said, the military link is interesting. I saw that hair and thought GI cut. There's a lot of people that emailed me as well. Remember, I'm not the tip line, okay? I'm just a YouTuber reporting on the cases and trying to raise awareness in these cases. We need to spread the information. That's our job. So don't send me tips. Send that to the tip line, okay? And make sure someone recently sent me an email that they'd sent to the tip line, but they sent it to the wrong one. It's all in the description box. Don't send it to media at what. Send it to the tips one that's in the description box here and everywhere that we share it, right? But yeah, a lot of people have emailed me to say they think military. I mean, who knows? Who knows, right? Okay.
Way, still, thank God, forever and a day. He'll be given, life without parole, so she could go ahead and talk. But I think we see a lot of certain things about where was his car? Was there other cameras across the street that could have got his car at that time? They can drive by these guys at cell phone tower, and everybody that drives by is recorded. So start at that time exactly. Which tower did he hit off of his phone? So there are things that's, I think, some of the stuff the sheriff won't let out.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go.
Okay, so that is that interview just for all of you who have also sent it to me like, dog is on it, dog is on it. Well, let's see. The more eyes, the better. The more sharing, the better. And, I mean, when dog joins a case, it also gets a lot more attention, which we want. We want people to keep sharing that surveillance footage as much as possible. Okay. Yeah, Honey Rebellion's like, gee, lady. Sandy Hurd said, if he was military, he would have been found. Oof, I wonder, think so, right? Don't they give their DNA there at all? What? But you just never know. You just never know. We got to keep an open mind and just keep sharing that footage. It's not even for us to really speculate what we think he is. That's not really the point. It's, I don't want to really say as fun as that can be, because it's not like fun, but I guess people are like, ooh, I think this and I think that, and what about this and what about that? And brainstorming is great, but we need to share the footage. That's our mission that we've been assigned, is share the surveillance footage as much as possible. And all the information that they're sharing, put it in a compact way. That's what I'm trying to do. And share it out there so that people get the bullet points. They know exactly what to do, who to call, if they see someone that looks like that, or if they recognize him. That's what we need, right? Okay. Thank you. Sabina says, blue looks good on you, G. It's kind of purplish, but it shows up kind of bluish. I get it. But thank you so much. Okay. So those are the updates we have for today. Thank you so much for being here in this live stream with me. If you're only joining now, please do hit the like and share either way, and then do go and watch the replay. I will now go and do timestamps for you, as I always do. If you don't know what that means, it means in the pinned comment, you will see, if you just look at like yesterday's live stream, there's a pinned comment always for you, and it's in the description box, and you can hover over the video to see when I chapter out every live stream and video so that you can easily navigate to, you know, maybe things that you want to see again. So if this stream is how long? An hour and 5 minutes, and I say at 55 minutes, Dog the Bounty Hunter, you know, you could just click on that. You can literally click on it. It'll take you straight there. So you don't have to sit through another hour and 5 minutes or navigate back and forth to find things. So that's what I try to do for you, especially when it's like trial days or longer streams or things like that. Laurie, welcome to Grizzly Supporter. For everyone who joined today, please check out yesterday's members only stream. It's on the community tab for you. It's also on the members only playlist for you. So check it out. Okay, hope you will enjoy that. Dan Roger says, what is funny is that all dogs said we have discussed here. Right? And if you missed that episode with criminal profiler John Kelly, I would highly recommend checking that out. He said a lot of interesting things, even like saying that the jacket that the suspect is, you know, hanging in his, or it looks like a jacket type thing, in his left hand there, could be something with a name on that he doesn't want to be recognized in, or something like that. We shall see. Yes. Okay. Tiff Knox says, I'll have to replay. Well, I'll be there with you on the replay crew because I'll be doing timestamps. So thank you so much, mods. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you to all the patrons. Really appreciate you as well. You know it. You know it. Thank you to all my Grizzly members, all the subscribers, all of your Grizzlies. Remember that subscribing is 100% free. I don't expect anyone ever to buy stickers, to be a member, to be a patron or anything. But I am very grateful for all those things that you do. You guys are the best. Thank you for being such a wonderful community. My name is Grizzly K. I am South African, living in the Netherlands, which is not New Zealand. It's actually Holland. That's a province, but in Europe. And I will see you in the next one. Okay? Stay safe. Please stay safe. Be aware of your surroundings. Don't just put your AirPods, whatever, in and get lost in, I don't know, Grizzly True Crime. Not a podcast, though. Okay, so you shouldn't. But if you are listening to something, just make sure you stay aware. Okay, keep your phone on you. You never know, it could help. Okay, if you can call emergency services immediately, or film something, or you never know, given the situation. Stay safe, okay? CJ's mom said, love to you, beautiful G. Bought the mods 3 cups of coffee. Everyone here is the best. I feel like best friends with everyone. Yeah, that we all feel like that, right? Thank you so much. Give Fury a special treat. I will. He's at Nori today. He's at these little treats with cat grass into. He loves it. So thank you so much, and thank you for buying the mods a coffee too. And I will see you all in the next one. Okay, bye.